अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
जी वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
क्या हाल है जवाद भाई, कैसे हैं आप?
अल्लाह का करम, आप ठीक हैं जुहैब साहब?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
अभी कितने पार्टिसिपेंट्स हुए हैं?
अभी हमारे पास येसेस 8 हैं जिसमें हमारे इंक्लूडेड हैं,
ठीक।
बट पार्टिसिपेंट्स तो हमने जिन जिन की सारी ईमेल थी उन सबको भेज दिया,
जी।
और मैंने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे भी रिमाइंडर भेज दिया है क्योंकि शाम का टाइम होता है, लोग बिजी हो जाते हैं।
एक्चुअली इधर वो जो कल परसों से वो काफी ज्यादा
बात।
रेनफॉल था और
हाँ,
मतलब ये
मैंने
सिचुएशन
एक्चुअली
थोड़ी।
टीवी पे देखा सियालकोट पे काफी,
जी।
क्योंकि मैं खुद भी कराची से ताल्लुक रखता हूँ, तो अभी कराची का भी मैं फॉलो कर रहा था, देख रहा था। फिर अभी
हम्म,
कल मैंने देखा सियालकोट का भी ठीक ठाक, अल्लाह बस खैर करे, फ्लडिंग हुई है।
जी।
तो ये देख के ये हो रहा था कि इनकी फैसिलिटीज वगैरह भी मतलब डेंजर में हो सकता है, अल्लाह बस खैर करे।
इवन इवन विद इन सिटी जो है वो ऑलमोस्ट 4 to 5 फीट तक पानी गया है और जो गांव वगैरह हैं उनको तो काफी वो अफेक्ट हुए हैं।
अल्लाह बस खैर करे, क्योंकि इस बार ग्लेशियर और सबका कॉम्बिनेशन
बहुत
इस
ज्यादा
बार।
अफेक्ट।
हाँ।
अभी स्टिल चल रहा है और अभी मुख्तलिफ मेरा आई थिंक क्या साउथ पंजाब की तरफ जा रहा है,
जी जी।
तो इधर
बस
से
अल्लाह खैर
फैसलाबाद।
करे।
जी।
हाँ, बस अल्लाह खैर करे। अभी केविन ज्वाइन करेंगे। हाय, गुड मॉर्निंग केविन।
Hi, Zohab, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Kevin, I'd like to introduce you to Jawad here. He's our counterpart in Pakistan, helping correspond and facilitate everything from the government perspective.
Hi, Jawad.
गुड इवनिंग फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान।
How
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Assalamualaikum, Arslan. How are you?
और जी कैसे हैं आप? जो है अरसलान फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान सनी इंडस्ट्रीज।
Nice to meet you.
मैं बिल्कुल
हाय
ठीक।
हाय केविन,
Kevin,
हाउ आर यू? हाय
Pretty
केविन,
good.
हाउ आर यू डूइंग टुडे? ओके
Thank you.
ग्रेट,
Yeah, great. Great. Thank you.
नाइस टू मीट यू। ओके,
Nice to meet you.
so
Kev,
I believe all the candidates have already reached here. They all on online. They joined the session.
no, so we're still waiting for a few. We have Asim Bhai here. Assalamualaikum. Yourself. So we have multiple of people still waiting.
Mhm.
Jawad bhai, if I can ask you for a favor, if let's give it like 2-3 minutes. If we don't see people attending, if you can actually send a message on WhatsApp just as a final call. Otherwise, we can get this started. We can record the call. We can share it with others, no problem.
श्योर
But
श्योर।
and Kevin and Brian, just to give you a heads up, like recently, just yesterday and day before yesterday, there was some serious flooding in Sialkot. So I think
Yeah.
that's why there might be some no-shows. I hope people make it. I hope they're safe, but just as an FYI.
Mr.
Assalamualaikum,
Ali
Bhaiya.
is also joined.
Assalamualaikum, Ali. So I think just to be mindful of everyone's time and respectful of the schedule that we gave, I think it's safe to start right now. Whoever joins in can chime in here. Otherwise, Kevin and Brian, we'll have this recording that we'll share with everyone. And obviously, we'll share our email addresses. Kevin, we can share yours if you're interested. Brian, same goes for you, so that people coming in can actually ask any questions and get some guidance there. But I think it's safe to start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Formally, to introduce myself, my name is Zuhaib. I am the Trade Development Officer at the Consulate General of Pakistan in Toronto. I am assisting Altamash Bhai, who you've interacted with as well. You've seen me in the WhatsApp group as well. So finally, good to put a face to the name. And inshallah, आप लोग से बहुत जल्द मुलाकात भी होगी. Very soon we'll be meeting in person. So looking forward to it. Thank you, Jawad Bhai, for helping us on the ground there. We're very excited for this event, and thank you for all the support that you've given. So without further ado, coming to this webinar, as you all know, we are actually working to get you CSGA memberships. Some of you have already received it. So our goal today is to officially keep this as an onboarding to what CSGA is, a view of the CSGA portal, and to hear from the president of CSGA, Brian himself, around what and how you can actually leverage this membership as well. So that would be our first portion. And then we will actually pass the floor to Kevin after that to share some best practices, some do's and don'ts of how you can leverage and actually the best practices around the trade show and what you should do and don't do, and just some guidance around the best way to optimize your participation in this trade show. So without further ado, I'll pass on the floor to Brian to introduce himself more formally, since my words can't do justice there. So Brian, please take it away.
Thank you, Zoeb. Welcome, everyone, and I'm very excited about you joining the CSGA and looking to increase your business bandwidth with the Canadian marketplace. And the trade show and exhibition should be a wonderful opportunity to do some networking and business development, hopefully, for you. What I wanted to do is each of you that have joined would have received a communication from the Canadian Sporting Goods Association about your membership that Altamash helped put together with us as well. And what Zoeb and I wanted to do is just share with you what you could do with that membership on top of your participation at the exhibition in September. So what you will be able to receive is your access to our member portal. Zohaib, I thought you might share your screen to show them what that looks like. I would have sent each of you your membership communication, but with the portal you have a username. So when you go to our website, that's just pulled up on the screen there. On the top right corner is the login, and so when you log in, I can show them what they'll see when they log in. So then on the left-hand side, you'll see your profile of your organization, and that shows you a couple things. It shows you an online directory, which is who our members are in the association. If there's one that you feel that you might want to network with or reach out to, you'll have contact information for them. You'll have a section called jobs listings. You can post any sort of job if you're looking for anyone to do marketing for you in the Canadian marketplace. You can post your jobs for free on our job board, and our members will receive that communication. And you can edit your profile into what you want to say about your company and everything as well in the profile about all the details within that. When you see the further down, the individual online directory descriptions has a description of what your company is. And you can also add individuals to your membership that we put out a weekly newsletter, and they can receive the newsletter, which gives you updates on our members of any and also our industry in Canada about things that are going on. And it comes out weekly, and it'll come out to the email that Ultimesh provided when we set up the membership. So you'll be receiving that on a weekly basis if you haven't started receiving it already. And so that's the portal access, and so that's where you find out all the details about your company and how it's presented within our membership. You'll see
Actually,
it.
Brian, sorry, just to interrupt. One thing I will add for the members here, big emphasis on the newsletter. So this is something that falls on the members. So all of you will take the responsibility of sharing any updates, any news around. For example, Arsan bhai, if you want to share something about your organization or about a big achievement or a new product update or any of that sort that you would like to get to your suppliers or potential prospects, your responsibility would be to reach out to Brian, share that, so that news could be featured in the newsletter that Brian just mentioned. So big emphasis on that. You'll have to take responsibility of sharing it with Brian so that he can post it for you.
Yeah, I was going to go over that a little bit. When you receive your first newsletter, you'll see what it's comprised of different things that are called like member news and industry news. So the member news comes right from our members, and you would now be members. And so that member news is usually, as Zoeb had indicated, it could be a new development that's happening within your company, that you're doing a press release. It could be an exhibition that you're attending and or it's going on in the marketplace, and anything that you think is newsworthy in a sort of a press release, or it could be news from your website. Some of our companies have news that they post on their website as a regular basis, saying that they've got a new partnership arrangement, they have a new distribution channel, they have a new product, they have anything of that nature. So as Zoeb says, it's up to you to send it to us. We do try and comb our member sites as much as possible, but there's so many members to do that, it's difficult. So the best way is to send it to me, and I spread them out within the newsletter to try and get them out on a I can't do them like for every member every week, but I try and spread them out so I get a certain amount of member news and industry news out each issue. And so you'll see it once you with your email, and you'll have a better idea of what we're talking about once you receive it. And that's the big part of our members, is doing communication amongst each other, letting them know more about each other and what they do. And then your directory that's available through the portal is you have access to those individuals to follow up and say, hey, I saw your news article. We actually do some work in that space, and I thought it might be great for us to connect, and so on. So that would all be how our members talk to each other and do business and collaborate with. And you'll also see in our newsletter indication of events that are going on that might be of interest to you or your company, and that's opportunity to find out about those events and join them and participate them in as well. And I think that's basically on the newsletter and the onboarding, Zoeb. I think those are all the key elements.
Yeah, makes sense. Brian, I'm actually looking for one of the newsletters here so that I can
send it to you, yeah, just right now.
Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great, so that we can actually visually show them.
Yeah, I'll just pull up in a second.
But in the meantime, any questions? Ali bhai, Arsan bhai, Asif bhai?
I just sent it to you, Zoeb. You got the one from August 25th.
That's good.
I sent it to your Gmail. I sent it to your Gmail.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just refreshing it. Right. 1 second. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So, and I can walk through this particular issue just so how it's set up, because they're set up in a certain way each time.
Yeah.
So this is a sample of our newsletter that just went out on August 25th. So this one we're featuring each week information about the companies that are involved with the exhibition. So Wembley Sports was a feature on this one, and there's always usually a tab to click on for more information about that company. So we featured them. We've been featuring for the last 5 or 6 weeks a company every week, and we will right up to the actual exhibition. The next section is member news. So these are actually all members of the association and articles that they've either submitted or that came out in the industry about their companies. U Sports is our university sports organization in Canada. Yonex and Federated Insurance is one of our insurance providers. They're actually going to be at the show as well for insurance services that are members. We have different categories of members. Some are suppliers, some are retailers, some are service providers, like Federated Insurance is providing insurance to companies in the industry. Then we have another section that we developed, which is industry news further down. These are, again, pulled from different media sources to provide information on what's going on relevant to our members in the Canadian and our U.S. marketplace, because some of our members do business in the United States. And then we also have the job opportunity section, which is where we post jobs as well, and then people can review the job board as well. And then the news, once the feature of the companies for the exhibition are gone, we mention our new members as they join each week as well, and all the information on the website is there to join them, but the portal is where you get information on who the actual contact is and individual if they don't post that in their email or their news release as well. So yeah, and that comes out weekly to our members, and is said to be a good value to our members to keep up to date and connect with the other members of the association.
Awesome. And I do want to shout out, we have Wembley Sports in the audience here today. So,
All right.
So good example.
All right. You're on mute, Zoeb.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. I think that sums it up. I think that really sets up how people can actually start leveraging this platform. Obviously, like I mentioned, we will be providing details for any questions, any queries that our members here and our partners in Sialkot may have, and how to leverage it better. So you can always reach out with that. But I think this is a good foundational learning to actually get started, explore. Like I showed previously, the online online retailer and supplier directory, that could be a good start way before coming to Canada as well. Please feel free to reach out, introduce yourself as a fellow member who will be participating here. You've been featured in the newsletter, so you can always reference that to give some credibility, and try to book as many meetings before coming to Canada. So that's the best way to make this trip a success. Yeah, with that said, like, I'll open the floor to some questions. Also want to shout out Altamash Bhai has joined us. So Altamash Bhai, if you want to actually say a few words and
thank you, Zohaib. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. It's indeed a very big pleasure for us that we have Brian and Kevin helping us out with this Canada-Pakistan trade show. As you may all know, this is the first of its kind trade show, which for sure in Canada, but probably in North America. And we are very, very fortunate that we have the most reliable partner in Canadian Sporting Goods Association, who's represented by Brian, and the Building Blocks Group, who is doing all the marketing for us, all the branding for us. And Kevin is the person behind that, the force behind it. So we are indeed very fortunate. Zohaib rightly pointed out, I think now the onus is on all the exporters that are coming here, all the companies that are coming here, to use this platform. Again, this was initiative by the Consulate General to give you guys memberships for this association, which is the only association in Canada representing the sporting industry. So, and this has not been done before in TDAP. So again, just make the full use of this. And as Zohaib rightly pointed out, before you come here, try to reach out to as many members as possible and break the ice with them. Many of them will be coming to the trade show. Some of them, are out of station. Canada is a big country, but again, we are now beyond borders, because you can always, sign up through Zoom, Google Meet. But main thing is, let them know first that we are coming to Canada. We'll be in Toronto, and even if they can meet in person, that's the best part. If they cannot meet in person, then at least try to get Zoom meetings done and make the full use of this membership. And the best part is, this membership is valid for the whole year. So we will be supporting you as from the Consulate General, me, Zohaib, and we'll also be, any questions that you have, any support that you need, we'll be continuing to provide that for the next year, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Altamash bhai. I'll open the floor to some questions around this membership and best practices before we pass it on to Kevin to share his part. But before we begin there, any questions? Arslan bhai, yeah.
Sir, आप
You're on
म्यूट है अरसलान भाई, आप म्यूट है, आप म्यूट है अरसलान भाई, म्यूट है आप, नहीं आ रही है बात आपकी. I think we can probably unmute from here. Can we? No.
Arslan bhai, आप म्यूट हैं, आपका
We cannot hear you.
अनम्यूट का ऑप्शन भी नहीं आ रहा. अरसान भाई, do you want to disconnect and join again? क्योंकि हमारी तरफ से म्यूट अनम्यूट का ऑप्शन पता नहीं क्यों नहीं आ रहा. Probably some audio issue there.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी.
वालेकुम बिलाल भाई.
जी क्या हाल है जी, ठीक हैं आप?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. Aslan bhai.
Assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I really appreciate the efforts of Pakistan General Consulate in Toronto, Canada, for making this effort for this organized event, and it is definitely a very successful event for all Pakistani exporters. I just need to ask Brian that can he tell me how many members are listed in his association where we are getting listed? Can you tell me the numbers specifically? Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So we have just over 200 members, about I think at around 220 members, and so they represent. Each member doesn't represent all their locations. It's one company that represents all their locations. So there's one contact. So one member could have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 locations outside. So it's the key sort of key organizational office of the membership, usually who the member is. And they're split up in categories. If you go to our website, if you pull up our website, Zohaib, please. And just go to the home page. If you log out, yeah. There you go. So on the top there, you'll see those different boxes. Those represent some of the membership groups. And so you'll see there's suppliers, there's retailers, there's some of our corporate partners, and then there's our service providers, which are helping companies on their operating costs. So your interest might be more in connecting with retailers and suppliers. And I'm building a manufacturing group, which I'll have all the Pakistani companies that are manufacturers as well as North American manufacturers, to separate them a little bit from the suppliers, that they're actually on the manufacturing side a little bit if I can. So that should be popping up as well. And those are probably the groups that you want to connect with for a fast look at them. They don't link to their company there because it's a public site. So we don't share that with the public. Only the members can go into the directory and find out the personal contacts of those individuals. And the service providers are companies, the category that are saving our members on operating costs. And there's one that's going to be at the show. Two are going to be at the show for shipping and also insurance, which could be relevant to your businesses or not, but they'll be there for our Canadian membership and promoting their services to companies that might be helpful. But in general, they do that to all our members.
And Brian, one thing I'll show to the audience as well, one thing I've explored, for everyone trying to find individual contact, when you go into the website and your first homepage, when you log in, you should see the online directory tab. And from there, you can actually choose your different category that you're looking for. So for example, I'll choose retailer. And once you submit that, you'll actually find the list of retailers plus the contact around there as well. So this is where you want to start your business development activities from. So you can feel free to reach out, like, on the emails provided. And as I was mentioning before, like, use some of your marketing flyers, introduction, and also introduce yourself as a CSGA member to break the ice and let them know that you're here. That really goes a long way, because showing presence in Canada will actually build more trust. So you can let them know that you're visiting Canada, part of CSGA, and then talk about yourself and ask for a meeting in person or virtual. So those are some of the steps that you can take. And then this is where you want to actually start your activity from. You can scroll down all the way. Sorry.
And Zohaib, I was going to say, the profiles are created by the members themselves. So you click on it to find out what they say about their company. You can also go to their website and find out more information as well. So what you put in your profile is helpful for the members to see what you're specifically wanting to say about your organization. So that's helpful for them to know what the connection might be of collaboration with you based on what you put in your profile. And what they don't put in their profile is they didn't put much in it. So it's really up to the members to how they do their business development of what they say about themselves. But they always usually have their website link and their title and office as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Brian. Arsan, did that help?
Yes, definitely. It's really helped. It's really helped.
Any other questions before we move on to the other part of our webinar? Okay.
Navis Soni sir.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone out here. This is me, Naveel Soni from Remington Sports. And I believe Zohaib, Brian, and Kevin, and all the people involved have done a great effort to bringing the suppliers and eventually the manufacturers on a same portal where we can connect people with different categories. I have a certain question related to, as the show named is the Pakistan Football Show. So my question is, are the other people from the industry, for example, other sports which are popular in Canada, such as ice hockey or football or other sports which are being done over there, and ice hockey being the national sports kind of in Canada, are those people and brands and people from them are invited to the show? Coming to the platform, it is a great opportunity, and giving a membership for the year will lead us eventually to connect with the people and stay over there for a year and make the meetings over the Zoom or physically if we can meet someone out there at the show in Toronto. Thank you.
I'll handle that answer. Kevin and I both have sent communications out to all industries beyond sports, or hockey and football and baseball and numerous sports. So they're all invited. The ones that are probably more interested are the ones that are actually looking for relationships or have relationships with manufacturing companies from Pakistan, and some of those are in all those other sports as well. So depending on which ones feel that that's of most interest. I know that one of our baseball companies said that they would be pursuing that, even though it might be considered more of a football or soccer type of exhibition in some aspects, but that's not the case for all of them. It's more they're interested in doing those relationships with Pakistan as a manufacturing, and the fact that the companies have been vetted is important to them, because they do get solicited by numerous companies from Pakistan, and this is helpful for them.
And if I may add here, Brian, even though the event is in spirit of the FIFA 26 World Cup, we have really taken this opportunity to cater to all the sports being played in North America. We have not left behind any sport or any company untouched in terms of inviting them, because we do understand the opportunity not only in football, but like, you have MMA, taekwondo apparel for that. In fact, the September 2nd webinar is in relation to a rugby league that I mentioned on the WhatsApp group. That contact also came through Kevin. So that is just an example of how we are actually leveraging this opportunity to cater to all the different sports, apparel, sporting good businesses out here. So you'll be excited to see more details after this webinar for September 2nd, which is a contact from a rugby league looking for, businesses to provide for the rugby league. Definitely a contact that came through the efforts of Kevin. So just an example there. Does
Yeah.
that help, Nabil?
And I was also gonna add too that when you see some of those companies, and like we were talking about going through your business development with them as well, if they even think you're just related to the one sport, you're able to reach out and connect with them to say that you actually do manufacturing beyond that area. But your news releases and communications will help show them that you do more than what you actually do, and you can put that out in through a news release format.
I would also like to add here, this is a very important point that Brian just pointed out. So Canada, as compared to the US, is a smaller market. So, you have to diversify. I think most of the companies that are coming, their profiles are mostly centering on footballs, but you have to move beyond. So apparel, everybody likes apparel. Gloves, gloves are not only for football, but also for MMA. So even yesterday, I went to different companies to physically invite them. So actually, I went to an ice hockey company that makes sweaters and apparel for sweaters, the ice hockey jackets. So my advice to you in the trade show and also when you make introductions is to not be specific only to footballs, okay? Diversify, tell them more about your manufacturing capabilities so that you can you can tap into the broader Canadian market. Because as compared to the US, it's smaller. So you have to hedge against multiple companies to get the maximum benefit, okay?
Awesome. I think that's our cue to move on to the next section. So Kevin, without further ado, I'll pass it on to you so that you can share your presentation about some of the things our participants can actually be mindful of, some do's and best practices that you've seen in other events that our participants can actually consider and try to work on to make this trade show a success.
Okay, thanks, Zohaib. I'll just pull up my slide here. There. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Again, it's going to be exciting to meet everybody in a couple of weeks. And as my part in this this show, I'm part of the event organizing team and appreciate the opportunity with Zohaib and Altamash and working with Brian on this. So this is just a brief presentation where I will be, hold on, I'll start from the beginning here. Just basic tips about how to engage at a Canadian trade show. And, again, a lot of it is very common knowledge, but sometimes, we just need just a little bit, subtle reminders here. So again, just welcome everybody. This opportunity is very unique. As Altamash said, it's the first time in Canada that this has been put on. So for me, it's very exciting to be a part of this. We always like to break ground. And as my company says, it's building blocks. It's building for future events and future opportunities down the road. And so like building a house, we've always got to build somewhere and continue to work up from that. Okay, so the event, as we know, it's on September 15th in Mississauga. The Capitol Banquet Hall is a great facility that we've had a site visit for. And again, it's nice and spacious, lots of lighting in the facility. And again, I think you'll be very pleased with the facility that's going to be hosting our event here. The agenda for the day, We're going to have a number of topics such as panel discussions on trade diversification, current market trends in the Canadian marketplace, etc. And in combination with those panel discussions, there are going to be several opportunities for networking with, amongst yourselves, but also with the Canadian contingents that are going to be there as guests, either on the panel or just visitors in general. So whether it's at a coffee break, lunch, or just, interaction with the panel discussions by raising your hand and asking a question. Again, there are a number of opportunities where we can engage and interact with one another at the event. So in general, some simple tips for trade show etiquette here. Again, if you're coming with a booth, which I don't believe any of you are, I think we're just coming as a delegation, just try to be early. The agenda that we've set out, we're going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you can be there, early, such as like 9:30, 9:15, if you're just a general delegate, that would be totally acceptable. It'll get you the opportunity to settle in, get familiar with the facility, and so on. If you are planning to set up a table, etc., we just ask that you be there, by 9 o'clock and set up, so that when people start to come in, that we're not rolling carts inside of the facility while people are trying to conduct business. Engage visitors proactively. So again, this is another area where, again, we're in business. And so what we'd like to do is just be polite, be courteous, etc., but engage with people, greet them. Hello, how are you today? Give a nice smile, make eye contact with people, and invite them to be part of a conversation with you. If you've got a booth, right, you'd like to have it welcoming. So again, have yourself organized. If you've got brochures that you want to hand out about your company, have them, laid out in a professional manner. If you don't have the booth, have your business cards available to, distribute to visitors, etc. And again, be efficient and just be courteous about, how you're going to be handing out, your materials here. The second point here I have is, if you do have a table or a booth, there are little tricks of the trade here that, you have a little bowl where people can drop in their business cards to enter into a draw. So it could be anything from win a set of sweaters for your hockey team, win a pair of soccer balls for your soccer team, whatever it might be. Little draws like that will encourage people to come to your booth or come and engage with you, and almost break the ice, from that standpoint. Respect personal space and culture. Again, Canadians, we're known around the world as the polite people who say sorry for everything. We are very friendly. We like to include everybody. And again, we're very easy to get along with. So again, what we like to say is just, be respectful of all of our spaces, and just, enjoy the conversation. Again, as we said, Canadians are very friendly, and we like to welcome everybody. So this is again why it's so exciting to have this. As I pointed out here, handshakes are standard, but always be polite and just interact in a professional way. Exchange information professionally. Again, bring lots of business cards. It's so important here for not only for yourself to give out your information, but for people who are going to be meeting a lot of people on that day. And it's an opportunity for them to take your card, gather the information, right? I was at a recent event where I gathered a bunch of cards myself, and I've got a little section in my office here where I use those cards as my follow-up, station with them. So again, be organized and make sure that you have the information readily available for people. This is important, and Altamash really touched on this too, right? It's all about building relationships and introducing people to your company and what you can offer. We are here for the long term. This is just not a short-term vision. We want to build relationships and build trust with each other. So really focus on that relationship building, and don't come off as too aggressive. Again, Canadians, we like to welcome everybody, but we don't want to be, have it pushed into our face, with people. So being overly aggressive can sometimes back people off of wanting to build a relationship with you. Follow up after the show, to the point that was made earlier. Great to use the CSGA database now, right? Reach out to people and say, hey, we're coming to the show in Canada. I'm a CSGA member. However, after the show, the people that you've met who you've gathered their business cards, you can follow up with them and say, hey, it was nice to meet you at the Pakistan Canadian Sporting Goods Show. Hey, can we set up a follow-up Zoom meeting or a phone call to discuss opportunities? Again, something subtle, something polite, and again, I think that will help you build that relationship with the Canadians. And those are just some simple tips. I appreciate the opportunities, Zohab and Altamash, for this chance to meet everyone. And I'm open for questions now, or we can connect afterwards, or we can engage at the show. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Kevin, and very well said and very well put out there for everyone. Just to emphasize on a few things that you pointed out, for everyone out there, please remember, anyone who's there at the show is already interested in learning about what you have to offer. They took out time to come there to learn about you. So take that as a positive opportunity. Do not wait till they come to you. Be more proactive, be friendly and respectful, like Kevin pointed. Give them a reason to remember you. This could be in the ways of the promotional offers Kevin shared, some samples that you can provide them. But just leverage this opportunity to actually be proactive, going up to them and giving them a reason to remember you. So just wanted to highlight those few points, very well put out by Kevin there. So yeah, thank you, Kevin, for that, and open to any
Thank you
questions.
indeed, Kevin. Thank you indeed, Kevin. We, again, as I said, we are fortunate to have you, and you all pointed out the main points that we have, and it's very important to follow this presentation. We will share this presentation in the WhatsApp group, so you can keep it and have it in mind. Most importantly, this is the first time, but not the last time. My goal is, inshallah, to make this an annual event, and it all depends, on this event that if we are able to get good leads, good everything, and we already have a good show put together. So this will be the first building block of maybe an annual Pakistan Canada sports show under the supervision of Kevin and Brian all the way through. So first of many to come, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Altamash bhai. Open to any questions you may have for any one of us. But I think we were clear enough and everyone got the message. So we won't take too much of everyone's time here. Well, thank you again, Kevin, Brian, Altamash bhai. Thank you, everyone from Pakistan, for joining us today. I really hope this was actually a good building block in this amazing journey that we are ready to take off on. Very excited to welcome you all here in Canada. And inshallah, we'll be meeting very soon in person as well. And like I said, do not shy away from any questions, any support that you may need. But again, thank you. And a special shout out to Jawad bhai as well for helping us on the ground there in Pakistan. So thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. Look forward to meeting you.
Just one thing.
Yes.
Please share the recording of this session on the group so that the delegates who could not join the session, they could have idea about the presentation and everything.
Absolutely.
Will
I'll
be done, Jawad bhai.
and I'll share
Thank
the
you so
slides as well. Thank you.
Thank you so
Hafiz.
much. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.